Sorry about that. I get a notification from the nursing home where my mom is every day about cases at the nursing home. So they call me with a recording every night, just about, and I can listen later just as well as now. So we are now on Facebook. So do I have people who are going to be lighting the Hanukkah menorah tonight when I do? Is anyone else lighting besides me? Okay, Concords are. Okay, so for the lighting part then, Evan, who is Temple Concord, if you can spot them as well so that we can follow with the lighting. I'm going to share the screen for a little bit. We'll be sharing now and we'll be sharing later as well.
Ooh.
So the picture should look familiar to many of you since you have it as a magnet. So it seemed a good way to start this evening. And I'm not going to read every word of this, but as we move forward in Hanukkah and we remember the days getting shorter, the nights getting longer right now, we also continue protecting ourselves and one another from the COVID-19 pandemic and responding to the many stories of hatred and despair, both at home and abroad. A synagogue in Davenport, Iowa, had anti-Semitic graffiti and things on it the first night of Hanukkah this year. So we don't have to go very far to find these things continuing to happen. We are reminded of the immense work that remains to create a world where all can live in peace. And this year, as we light our Hanukkah candles, let us transform the darkness from this past year into light. Our tradition teaches that each good act gives forth another, and one spark makes more. Mitzvah gorer mitzvah. And a string of candles awaits us as we continue the holiday. So tonight, as we light the Hanukkah candles, let us transform darkness into light. With each new candle, may we be reminded of the corners of our universe calling out for this light, so that we may send this light to the people and places so in need of illumination. The Shamash is the leader candle, lighting the others. Temple Concord has been that leader, standing up for Jewish values and the rights and freedoms of all, welcoming the stranger, caring for those in need, and supporting one another. Tonight, we rededicate ourselves to this important work as members of Temple Concord. So we are going to continue with the blessings, and they are here for you to all see as well. It gets a little hard if we all sing together to be able to follow the prayers. So I'll ask you to mute and sing with me as we light the candles, all of us who are doing it together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Just a second. Nope. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Just a second here. She'asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim hahem bazman hazel. As Jews around the world gather in whatever ways they can this week around their menorahs, their latkes, and their dreidels, we celebrate Hanukkah's story of how one small but mighty group of determined individuals battled for their religious freedom and rights, and how they won. It is with this story in our minds that we condemn in the strongest terms all acts of hate, racism, anti-Semitism, and divisiveness in our country and beyond. Shabbat Hanukkah provides us with a unique opportunity to shed light on xenophobia, the fear of strangers, where it continues to darken our society and our world, and to commit to keeping the flame of pluralism, respect, and justice burning bright. The Reform movement and Temple Concord have stood for pluralism, respect, and justice for our entire 70 years of existence. May all people on earth know peace and have the right to live freely and fully by the teachings of their faith this Hanukkah and in this holiday season and beyond. Hanukkah comes from the Hebrew root for dedication, as in the rededication of the temple after it was desecrated. So we rededicate our commitment to our congregation to Temple Concord tonight. 70 years ago this month, the Kilmer Mansion was purchased by Temple Concord to be our first home, and it remains our home today. Many people, many families have stood in the mansion and have prayed and celebrated, laughed and cried in the sanctuary. Countless women and men have cooked in the kitchens, lit Shabbat candles, and blessed cups of wine. Hundreds have celebrated the Jewish holidays and the rites of passage in their lives, from baby namings to becoming bar and bat mitzvah to confirmation and weddings and more. Many men, women, and children have put their hearts and souls into our congregation over the years, and we honor them. And in the spirit of Hanukkah, we're going to spend a few moments focusing on what we can do together to continue their legacy and to transform it for today and the future. The Torah tells us, God said, "And let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them." The founders of Temple Concord followed this in making the mansion into our first home, where we could be with God and with one another. In the book of Proverbs, it says, "Through chokhmah, through wisdom is a house built, and with bina, understanding, it is established, and with da'at, knowledge, are its chambers filled with precious and pleasant riches." We celebrate the wisdom, understanding, and knowledge which have elevated our congregation and given us the opportunity to cherish its riches. We commit ourselves to our congregation, to our ongoing pursuit of wisdom, understanding, and knowledge now and in the days and the years ahead. For most of our history, our activities centered around 9 Riverside Drive. This year, we expanded our reach by extending our congregation onto Zoom and onto Facebook. When we could not get together safely in our buildings, our holiday celebrations, our worship services, social gatherings, Shiva and memorial services, and our many meetings have been real and connected us to one another online. We look forward to the time when we can meet safely in our buildings, and will extend our connections by offering the connections online at the same time. We want to stay connected to each other, grounded in the 70 years of Temple Concord's history and our Jewish foundation. The future awaits our shaping it in many meaningful ways. We are going to continue with the Shehechianu prayer, thanking God for allowing us to come together to mark this moment. And please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. I want to remind you this evening that you you and I, all of us, each have the opportunity to donate to the Kilmer Mansion Restoration and Preservation Fund and have our donations doubled between now and December 31st. The Kilmer Mansion is part of our home and needs our care to keep it safe and accessible. We are going to continue now with a slideshow, and then afterwards, we will then make a toast together, raise a glass of whatever it is you want to have in your glass to continue in the celebration. So a word or two about the slideshow. The slideshow, the slides were selected by Carol Hers and by Annie Lowe, and the slides do not have any narration at this point or any music. You'll have like 6 seconds to look at each slide. They will be available if you want to look at them later. And if any of you are so inclined to help us to come up with a narration for the slides, there are ways that we can put a narration with it, and then at some point in the future, we might be able to view it with the narration, which tells us more about what's going on in the slides. It's up to you while you're going through this if you would like to be in the chat writing who is who or more of what's happening, or if you would, I don't know if you're unmuted, I'm not sure what kind of sounds we'll have when different people, if you tell us you see us, or some of the people that we might not know who they are. There are people you will know who I probably know, but I won't recognize because these pictures are from 70 years ago up until now. So we have so many pictures in the archives that the decision was to use pictures of celebrations of the different holidays at the temple over the years. And so that's what you will be seeing. So I want to turn this over and enjoy.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I hope that there were many of the slides, the pictures that made you smile. Give applause. You can, this whole thing will be on Facebook, so you can watch it again there. And we do have copies, so if it is something that you want to see and go over more slowly, you can. We often want to also offer you the opportunity that if you want to help give us text captions to describe some of the slides, there is a way to put a narration with it. We can record for different slides so that we have the explanation. So some of you who knew more of the people or more of the situations could fill in more of the blanks for some of the rest of us and identify some of the people we might not recognize or the people we did not know. Thank you very much, Annie and Carol, for putting together the slides, and thank you to Evan, who put the slideshow together and rearranged it a couple times for us as well. And I hope that you enjoyed it. We decided we were not going to give you a finished product. We were going to give you all of the pictures now, and to come up with a narration wouldn't make sense. Some pictures had writing on them, some didn't, but that you could fill in for yourself, which I'm sure many of you did. And I hope that we have the opportunity to share that, as that would be helpful to all of us at some point in the future. So I'm looking, and many people have written how they enjoyed it, how beautiful it was, and thank you to everyone who helped to make it possible. I ask you to raise a glass so we can make a toast. I couldn't find a Toastmaster, so if anyone else wants to add words, I'm going to let you perfectly well do that. We can always take more than one sip. We raise our glasses of whatever beverage we choose to honor the many people who helped Temple Concord in the first 70 years of our congregation, to the richness of the memories and experiences shared here, to being together to celebrate this milestone in our congregation, and for the great potential the future holds for us as we continue working together, supporting one another along life's paths, learning and growing together, and charting the direction and creating meaningful experiences to share together as we continue to move forward. Thank you to all who have had a part in this journey, and we welcome all who want to help us realize our visions and our goals. L'chaim.
Virtual drink. Okay.
Are there others who would like to make a toast or add something more? I invite you to do so. I want to offer a few thank yous. They were in the last slide. So thank you to Dina Good, who graciously designed the 70th anniversary magnet, which hopefully everyone has received and which you saw here again. And thank you to the Hanukkah 70th anniversary planning committee for this year. Annie Lowe, Eve Berman, Lainey Dunthorne, Maureen Kirshheimer, Carol Hers, Liz Smithmeyer, and myself. And thank you to all who helped with the Hanukkah package project and the other programs. Thank you, Lisa, for your involvement in overseeing so many of these projects and many more. And hopefully you will be able to figure where you want to be and how you want to figure in as we move forward. So if you're up to it, I thought we could sing a couple songs. Okay, for those of you who want to go to the World Union for Progressive Judaism program, it starts at 8 o'clock. So we still have a little bit more time. And so I'm going to go back to the slides because I do have songs here that we can sing. And each night I try to pick different ones. So I suggest the thing to consider for tonight, as we looked at all these pictures, is to share with one another a favorite Hanukkah memory and think about what makes that particular memory stand out for you. So this is a thought for you to consider at home with your family or share with others. What stood out about the memories that you have of a particular Hanukkah memory? And we saw some in the slides and have many more. We're going to sing Sivi Von Sov Sov Sov. The English words, the versions that I have here are words by Jeff Klepper. So there are a number of people who have reworked some of the words in the English for some of these songs. It was originally in Hebrew and someone put English to it. So hopefully this will fit better for you. Sivivon, sov, Hanukkah, hu chag tov, Hanukkah, hu chag tov, Sivivon, sov, Chag simcha hu la'am, Nes gadol haya sham, Nes gadol haya sham, Chag simcha hu la'am, Sivivon, turn, Hanukkah, candles burn, dancing brightly till they're done, sending light to everyone. Tell the story everywhere, a great miracle happened there. Sing the blessings every night, turn the darkness into light. Sivivon, sov, Hanukkah, hu chag tov, Hanukkah, hu chag tov, Sivivon, sov. And I believe I picked one more tonight. I have Ma'ot Sur, and we've sung it another night, but I have the Hebrew that we're used to. The first English is the English we're most used to. And then another verse that I introduced earlier during Hanukkah, and which we sang with Cantor Ellen Dreskin on Friday night as well. Ma'ot Sur Yeshuati, Lechana Elishabeach, Tikon Beit Tefilati, B'Shem Todah Nizabeach, V'etachin Matbeach, Mitzar Hamnabeach, Azegmor B'Shir Mizmor, Hanukkah HaMizbeach, Azegmor B'Shir Mizmor, Hanukkah HaMizbeach. Rock of Ages, let our song praise your saving power. You amid the raging foes were our sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but your arm availed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us. Rock of Ages, hear our song of peaceful revolutions, tired of battle fierce and long. We yearn for restoration. We are young and learning, but the tide is turning, and your words light a fire within our souls, it's burning, and your words light a fire within our souls, it's burning. Those are the songs that I had for tonight. Each night we'll do a few different ones, and it's great to have the Maddies with us this evening, and Susan Aglietti, and also Alice, who are all families that go back, I believe, to the beginning of the congregation. I don't know if I missed anyone else who's on here tonight. Yeah, okay, so the Maddies, Alice, and I think Susan Aglietti, your parents were founders of the temple. And so we honor all three of your families from being with us all the way through. And everyone who's entered anywhere along the way into the congregation, everyone matters. And Holly, you want to add something else?
I was just wondering if maybe they could share what it was like to grow up like in the congregation. I'm just curious what it was like when they were little children to be members of Temple Concord.
That would be great. Are you up to that, Dick?
Sure.
Susan?
I was so good. I was just a very good boy, I was bar mitzvahed on the third floor of the mansion. And I was very good. I knew all my lines. I did beautifully. Rabbi Shagrin didn't have to hit me too hard. And been part of it with confirmation with Rabbi Shagrin. And it was a good place to grow up.
Well, tell them about the elevator.
Oh, well, it's another story, another time. Well, the
the
elevator, I don't remember if the people knew that there was an elevator that went to the top floor. And whenever somebody came late, they'd get in the elevator to go up and the lights would dim in the sanctuary. And the Rabbi Shagrin would give them a look when they came in.
Mary Ann Pine used to talk about the elevator. She said when she was pregnant, she debated, was she going to do the stairs? Was she going to go into the elevator? Susan, did you have things you want to share?
Oh, I was the first bat mitzvah, and Rabbi Chagrin was also there, and he did it on Saturday morning. So it was February 1st, I believe, 1958. I was minus 12 then. Just kidding. So I do remember the third floor sanctuary too, walking up all those steps. And hoping to see a picture of that room. I don't know what that room is used for anymore.
It's actually divided into classrooms, and so it's multiple rooms now.
And
So it's kind of lost its grandeur, but
It did, but it was done, the construction was done in such a way that if we ever needed the space again or we vacated the building and we could take it down easily and it would become the ballroom again.
oh, that's wonderful. That's good. Susan, Rabbi Shagrin offered me to be the first bat mitzvah, but believe it or not, I was too shy. Those of you who know me now know that's not who I am. But
well, we didn't have a Hebrew school though. So where would you have learned your Hebrew?
But we did have a Hebrew school.
there was a community Hebrew school. We all went to
Oh,
it.
that's
It
right.
was at the
Yeah.
center.
Temple Israel, at Temple Israel.
No, I meant
No,
Temple.
no, it
The
was
JCC.
it was Dick, it was at the old JCC at first.
On Front Street, it was at the JCC on Front Street.
Correct.
And then it was at Temple Israel.
Right.
that
All
may
of that,
be.
as I'm going through the very
Yes.
old minutes from back in the 50s, I'm reading about Rabbi Shagrin complaining about the Hebrew school, that it wasn't really suiting the needs of the Reform congregation and how we needed to get our own our own religious school, which eventually it prevailed and he got that. But from the early time on, he was not happy with what was going on with it, whatever it was with the Hebrew school, the community
Well,
Hebrew school.
I think it was slanted so much to the conservative and Orthodox, and so I guess it made sense to, it made sense for him to have that opinion.
Again, I'm just reading the old minutes.
Mm-hmm.
There are some great pictures of different holidays, the different Purim costumes, the Passover Seders, right?
And the sukkah on the porch.
Yeah, the
of the
sukkah on the
mansion.
porch with the real teapot sitting out there, right, to pour.
Right. I remember that one picture. It's in the library. It was Sukkot 1956. My grandfather had just died, and I can still feel the emotion I had in that sukkah that day.
Memories.
One picture you could have added to the show was the one that was taken in Jerusalem on that 1992 trip that a lot of us that are here today were a part of with it right after Lance came. And we had a congregational trip about 35 people. And we had there's a terrific picture that was taken in Jerusalem. And I think it's in the library somewhere.
I think you're
Well,
right.
the choice was made to do pictures at the temple for holidays this time because there are so many pictures. This is like the tip of the iceberg of the pictures that have preserved so much there, but we haven't had them in a form where we could see them and view them and share them. So it's great that this was a starting place. It's not the ending place, but it is great to put some of them out here so we could all share them together.
Well, Dick and I guess Susan can put some names to some people in these photographs. So
There weren't too many of the older photographs in the group.
no,
so-
there weren't.
And it would,
No.
it would probably take us an hour to figure out even some of them.
Well,
I have-
we decided that the really early photographs, most people wouldn't recognize the people in them, so it would be more
She was the first
enjoyable for
president.
it to be a little bit newer, but not that new.
Helen
So that
Pearson
was
was the
a-
first woman.
Yeah.
There are lots and lots of newspaper pictures of
Yeah,
the temple back in the 50s and early 60s.
You might want to try to find a picture of Helen Pearson. She was the first female president of the temple.
Good point, Dick. Thank you.
So I'm thrilled that you came together with us tonight to mark the moment and celebrate the 70th year. And we wanted to have more of a celebration than only what we have here. And so I invite everyone to continue with the World Union for Progressive Judaism celebration, which begins at 8 o'clock. It will take me a moment to get the link, but there's a link where if you register for it, then they will send you the information to be able to get onto it. So you should still be able to do that now. And I'm going to stick it in here. Even though it says register ahead, it's still ahead right now, so you can still do it. So if you did not plan to join, please do. It's an hour in length. It is a produced program. Evan Kent told us last night he helped with the production, and he's in one part, but there are many performances in there, and it is all about Jewry all over the world. It is free to go and come and be a part of it. They will be asking for people to donate for education worldwide, but you don't have to contribute to be on the program. So I hope that you will join us with that. And I wish everyone a happy Hanukkah. And again, L'chaim and Mazel Tov for a congregation in our first 70 years. And for being with us as we continue looking how we're going to chart the next part of our journey.
Goodbye,
So
everybody.
Happy Hanukkah to
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Happy
Thank you
Hanukkah.
for unmute to
This
say
was
hello to
great.
each other.
Happy
and
anniversary there. Yes.
Happy anniversary.
Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Where
Have a
is
good
the
evening.
link to click on?
Hmm?
Where is the link to click
I
on?
put it in the chat. It says register ahead at, it's http://wupg.org Hanukkah registration. Do you see it, Sylvia, in the chat?
I'm looking. I just clicked on chat.
It's
If you
at the
go to
last
the bottom of
thing.
the chat,
It's at the bottom. Let's
it's
see.
at the bottom of the
Rabbi
chat
Barbara,
to everyone.
everyone. Okay, register ahead. I see. Okay.
If you click on that, and then they'll send you the link, and then you can join the program.
I
I'm
haven't gotten
clicking.
the link
Nothing's
yet.
happening.
You haven't? Alice, I will look and see if I can share it. I'll try to send mine to you and to Sylvia, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you.
I did it this morning, but
Okay.
okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Night.
Good night.